For the past 3 years, the AI race has been defined by one question: who can build the most powerful chips? Every headline has been about GPUs, data centers, and trillion-dollar investments. But what if we've been looking at the wrong battlefield? As AI models become larger and computing systems become more complex, the biggest challenge is no longer manufacturing chips. It's designing them. Every breakthrough in AI now depends on engineers solving problems that are exponentially more difficult than just a few years ago. And that's exactly where a quiet but profound shift is taking place. While the market is focused on the companies building AI hardware, one company is quietly reinventing the way that hardware is created. It's moving beyond chip design software and positioning itself at the center of the entire AI engineering process. The AI war hasn't ended. It's simply found a new weapon, and that weapon may be Cadence. Every new generation of AI is pushing semiconductor engineering into uncharted territory. It's no longer just about fitting more transistors onto a chip. Today's AI systems combine advanced packaging, chiplets, high-bandwidth memory, custom accelerators, and increasingly complex system architectures. That means designing a modern AI processor has become dramatically more difficult than designing one just a few years ago. Engineers must now verify billions of transistors, simulate thousands of possible interactions, and optimize performance, power consumption, and reliability, all before a single chip reaches the factory. In other words, the AI boom isn't just increasing demand for chips. It's creating an entirely new engineering challenge. And whenever complexity rises this fast, the companies that help engineers solve that complexity become increasingly valuable. That brings us to Cadence. For decades, Cadence's mission was straightforward: help engineers design better chips. That business remains essential, but it's no longer the company's ultimate ambition. Today, management is describing a much broader vision. Instead of optimizing individual design tools, Cadence is building an integrated engineering platform where AI can assist every stage of product development, from system architecture and simulation to verification, optimization, and digital twins. Think about what that means. The company is no longer selling isolated software applications. It's creating an intelligent engineering environment where engineers and AI agents work together to solve increasingly complex design problems. That's a fundamentally different business strategy. Cadence isn't just expanding its product portfolio. It's expanding its role in the customer's entire engineering workflow. Strategy alone doesn't create a competitive advantage. Execution does. And Cadence is executing by connecting technologies that were once separate businesses into a single engineering ecosystem. Instead of offering standalone design software, the company is integrating EDA, semiconductor IP, hardware emulation, system simulation, computational software, and digital twin technologies into one connected platform. This matters because customers are no longer solving isolated engineering problems. They're building increasingly complex systems where every stage of development is interconnected. A change in one component can affect the entire product. By integrating these capabilities into a unified workflow, Cadence isn't simply adding more products. It's making its platform more deeply embedded in the customer's engineering process. And the deeper that integration becomes, the harder it is for customers to switch to another vendor. One message became increasingly clear throughout management's discussion: Cadence is no longer thinking only about semiconductor companies. Instead, the company is targeting industries where engineering complexity is rising just as fast: automotive, aerospace, industrial systems, robotics, and physical AI. At first glance, these markets may seem unrelated. But they all share one common challenge. They require engineers to design, simulate, and validate highly complex systems before those systems are built in the real world. That's exactly where Cadence believes its technology can create value. In other words, the company's long-term growth strategy isn't just about winning a larger share of the semiconductor market. It's about applying the same engineering platform across multiple high-value industries, dramatically expanding its addressable market. One message became increasingly clear throughout management's discussion: Cadence is no longer thinking only about semiconductor companies. Instead, the company is targeting industries where engineering complexity is rising just as fast: automotive, aerospace, industrial systems, robotics, and physical AI. At first glance, these markets may seem unrelated. But they all share one common challenge. They require engineers to design, simulate, and validate highly complex systems before those systems are built in the real world. That's exactly where Cadence believes its technology can create value. In other words, the company's long-term growth strategy isn't just about winning a larger share of the semiconductor market. It's about applying the same engineering platform across multiple high-value industries, dramatically expanding its addressable market. One common misconception is that AI will replace engineers. That's not the vision Cadence is presenting. Instead, management is focused on something much more practical: making engineers dramatically more productive. As engineering projects become more complex, development cycles become longer, verification takes more time, and the cost of design mistakes increases. AI changes that equation. By helping engineers automate repetitive tasks, explore more design alternatives, and identify problems much earlier, AI allows engineering teams to move faster without compromising quality. That's why Cadence keeps emphasizing AI throughout its strategy. The objective isn't to reduce the number of engineers. It's to multiply what each engineer can accomplish. In the AI era, productivity may become the most valuable engineering resource of all. Looking ahead, the most important question isn't whether Cadence can deliver another strong quarter. The real question is whether management can successfully execute the strategy they've outlined. Investors should focus on 5 key areas. First, is Agentic AI becoming part of customers' daily engineering workflow? Second, is digital twin expanding beyond semiconductor applications? Third, can Cadence strengthen its position in system-level design rather than individual chip design? Fourth, is adoption accelerating across industries like automotive, aerospace, and industrial automation? And finally, is the company becoming more deeply embedded in customers' engineering platforms? These indicators may tell us far more about Cadence's long-term future than any single quarterly earnings report. For years, investors have viewed Cadence as a company that helps design better chips. But after examining management's long-term strategy, I believe that's becoming an outdated perspective. The real opportunity isn't simply designing the next generation of semiconductors. It's enabling companies to engineer increasingly complex systems powered by AI. As AI expands into autonomous vehicles, robotics, aerospace, industrial automation, and physical AI, engineering complexity will continue to grow. And whenever complexity becomes the bottleneck, the value shifts toward the platforms that help engineers solve it. That may be the most important message behind Cadence's strategy. The company isn't trying to win the AI race directly. It's trying to become the engineering platform that every AI innovator depends on. Every major technology revolution creates its own infrastructure. During the Internet era, the winners weren't just the companies building websites, they were the companies building the infrastructure behind the Internet. Today, AI may be entering a similar phase. As intelligent systems become more powerful, designing those systems is becoming one of the hardest engineering challenges in the world. Cadence isn't trying to build the next AI model. It isn't trying to manufacture the next AI chip. Instead, it's positioning itself to become the engineering platform that makes those innovations possible. Whether that strategy succeeds will depend on execution over the coming years. But one thing is becoming increasingly clear. The next chapter of the AI revolution may not be won by the companies creating intelligence, but by the companies making that intelligence possible. As always, this video is not financial advice. Please do your own research before making any investment decisions. Thank you for watching. If you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next equity research.